Hello, everybody. Good morning. DC Statehood now.
Yay!
DC Statehood now. We are your DC Statehood Green Party members and candidates who are here this morning. We want to thank Johnny Barnes, Keith Silver, and Living with the Law for having us, for inviting us. And we're glad to present a brief presentation on the brief history of the Statehood Party and let our candidates introduce themselves to you. As many of you know who've been around DC a long time, my name is Wilcox, by the way. I'm a longtime Statehood and Statehood Green member, and I'm running at large for our City Council seat this year. As many of you know, the Statehood Green Party grew out of the historic DC Statehood Party, which started in DC back in the late 1970s and early 80s, when DC was pushing for home rule and statehood, which unfortunately we didn't get then, but we did get our first city council. The early Statehood Party was formed to encourage Julius Hobson to run for the first city council, which he did, and he was elected in 1974 as an at-large member of the city council and served until his death in 1977. And Julius Hobson was a real rabble-rouser. He let rats loose in Georgetown as a way of getting the attention of the power brokers. So he was a great founder for our party. Then when he died, Hilda Mason took over that at-large seat, served for 20 years, and ran the education committee, and really made a great impact in DC. She was called the grandmother of the world, as she called herself. Some of our other longtime members and icons include Josephine Butler, who is a community activist, Sam Smith, who's a writer and analyst. He's still with us, but he lives up in Maine, unfortunately, and others who worked on the first Statehood Constitutional Convention in 1982. The party was a real mover behind that Constitutional Convention. We also worked to stop DC General in 2001 with many of our active members. We supported the Adams versus Clinton lawsuit, which tried to get statehood and voting rights through the courts. Unfortunately, that was not successful. And many of our members have been arrested on Capitol Hill in direct action. So we've gotten arrested with many different mayors and council members. And we even have lawyers who are Statehood Green members who have helped, get people out of jail. So I want to turn it over quickly to some of our candidates, but I want to also note a couple more things. Some of our current issues include McMillan Park, saving the green space in McMillan, achieving true statehood for DC, not the current sort of hybrid plan that we have now, and also restoring community control over our public schools and restoring an elected school board. Finally, at the national level, the Green Party is very active. We have 113 Greens who actually hold office around the country. Things like councilman, water board, school board. The mayor of Marina, California is a Green. There's city council members in Minneapolis, Parks and Rec members, those sorts of offices. So we have over 100 Greens holding office now. And our national slate is a very strong one. We have Howie Hawkins running for president for the Green Party, and Angela Walker, who's a labor activist now based in South Carolina. She's our vice presidential candidate. So thank you very much. I'm going to turn it over to Daryl Moak, who's a local activist and the chair of our party.